Hello and welcome everyone to my online yoga class, Yoga Intensive, for practitioners with experience. And I invite you and share my sequence and hope you enjoy that. Please come to a seated position in lotus position or a normal cross-legged seat. Take a heightening position if needed. I will not guarantee for your practice. Please be careful and just go as far as it's good for you. And be careful. Now straighten your back and find an upright position. Inhale, arms up to the side and stretch yourself. Make round movements with your wrists. Wide chest. Exhale, arms to the center and down. Inhale, arms up. Stretch your arms, straighten them and make movements with your wrists. Exhale to the center. Inhale, arms straight up, stretch yourself wide and exhale to the side. Inhale to the center, exhale to the side. Come to the middle, bring your left elbow down and stretch your side, your right side. Change sides and bring your right elbow down, watch to the ceiling. Stretch yourself and bring your hands behind your head and make movements with your upper chest. The hands are not directly at the back of your head. Stretch yourself again. Now bring your right arm to your left side of the head and stretch your neck to the other side. This is passive movement. Make some movements with your shoulders to make them warm. Bring your hands behind your back and stretch it. Then arms up and move to the right. Up again and to the left. Now bring the hands behind your back, stretch yourself and bring your forehead down to the floor. Your hands move further to the front. Come back up. Stretch yourself again. And make again movements with your upper chest. The hands are not directly on your head. Then put them on your head and let the weight of your arms sink your head down. Stretch yourself again. Put your hands on the shoulders and make some movements to the side in combination with your breath. Inhalation right, exhalation left. Synchronize this movement. Inhalation right, exhalation left. Focus on the exhalation, the inhalation comes by itself. Inhale, stretch your arms up, and now with the exhalation to the side, inhalation to the middle, the arms behind your head. Like a pendulum in a clock. Inhalation to the middle, exhalation to the right, inhale middle, exhale left, inhale middle, exhale left. Find your way of synchronizing with the breath. Be careful, be smooth, and take care your spine feels very, very comfortable and soft. Try to move slow and continuously, equanimously. Be in a constant flow with inhalation, exhalation. Inhale middle, exhale to the side. Inhale, arms up, stretch yourself. Now bring your arms to the back and connect them. The left arm is down and the right arm is up. Connect them strongly as much as you can and take care your chest is wide open. With inhalation, try to open your chest even more and feel free in your neck. Be soft and gentle. Change sides. Try to bring your right arm down very close to your chest and connect. It's normal that you might feel a difference between both sides. This is typical because we use one arm and hand more than the other. So one side is usually more stiff than the other. Still work on it. Now bring the hands in Namaste behind your back. Also try to bring the elbows close to the chest and press your spine forward. Open the chest with inhalation. With exhalation, let your shoulders sink a bit more and soften your neck. Connect with your breath. Widen your spine. Now move your shoulders a bit, make some round movements. You can do them strongly for a short moment and then soften them again. Bring your hands in Chin Mudra on your knees. Focus inside now. Focus on the third eye, the point between your eyebrows, Anya Chakra. This is the center of awareness. Go deep inside and take deep breath in. The belly goes outward and out, the belly goes inward. Now breathe in for Kapalabhati and begin. Exhale, exhale, exhale. Mta, 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 mta. Exhale completely, Uddiyana Bandha. Bring your diaphragm back and up. Press all the air out. Your lung is completely empty. If you're used to it, you can practice Nauli or Agnisara. That means you make movements with your belly muscles in a rhythm by keeping the Uddiyana Bandha. At the end, suck up and back again. Inhale deeply, stretch your arms up and make round movements with your wrists. Chest is wide open. And exhale, bring your arms together, hands have a little bit of distance and move them along your spine. Inhale and keep and hold the breath. Hands in Chin Mudra, Mulat Bandha active. Focus on the lower center of the spine. Maybe you feel some warm energy there. Focus low on your spine where the sacrum is. Feel deep inside. Breathe deep in And arms up, and begin the second round, Kapalabhati. Exhale, exhale, exhale. Ta, ta, ta. Exhale completely. Remove all the air from your lungs and suck your diaphragm up and back. Hold this movement or practice Agnisara or Nauli. For Agnisara, move your belly muscles back and then let them go to normal again. Do this in a sequence, in a rhythm which suits you. Then suck up again, back up with your diaphragm, and inhale deeply. Stretch your arms out and make some movements with your wrists. Exhale, arms to the center. Move your hands down. Inhale and hold the breath. Hands in chin mudra on the knees. And focus now on the spine, on the upward movement of the energy. Keep Mulat Bandha all the time. Do not let the energy go back down. Suck the energy up to your Anya chakra. Take a deep breath in and out. Inhale for the last round, Kapalabhati. Exhale, 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 exhale. Ta, 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 ta. Exhale completely. Bring your diaphragm up and back to Uddiyana Bandha. Bring your arms to the knees to get more strength for this. Practice Anya Agnisara or Nauli. Here you see Agnisara. For this you bring your belly muscles back and relax them again quickly. You keep Uddiyana Bandha during this practice. Inhale fully, bring your arms to the side and make some movements with your wrists. Widen the chest. And exhale, bring your arms together, the hands down along the spine. Inhale and hold the breath. Hands in chin mudra on your knees. The spine is upright and straight. Your head is in prolongation of the spine. Now focus on the energy which goes from the lower part of your spine up to the head. Kapalabhati also means shining skull, shining head, which comes from translations from the past where yogis describe this experience during this practice. And you might also feel a bit more light and focused, more back to yourself, drawn away from your thoughts to your practice. This is the state we want to reach with our yoga practice, and this should remind you about the practice overall. What is the purpose why we practice yoga? So this helps to come down to what we do here, and please focus on the Ajna chakra, go deep inside. Close your eyes and feel the energy and the light feeling in your head. A state where you don't have many thoughts anymore. Exhale completely. Inhale, the belly goes outward. Exhale, the belly goes towards your spine. Now let the breath be passive. Take a look about the difference, how it feels now, how your awareness is more focused. If thoughts come, handle them like clouds in the sky. Go to the next thought and let the other one pass without judging. This is the general meditation practice you can use also for your meditation. Now make slow movements. Do a movement you need to do now. You can move your shoulders, your spine, whatever you feel like. Before we start with the more intense practices, for this you can also prepare to pause the video and change your clothes, maybe if you have warm clothes. Maybe take off a slice to be prepared for a more intense and warming practice. Remember also to not overdo it. Go as much as you can, as you need to. If you have problems with your knees, be aware that the lotus position is not the best you should do. Be careful with that. And otherwise, I hope you will enjoy the next coming sequences. Go to the floor and lay on your belly. Bring the arms in front of you, straighten your legs and arms, and with the inhalation you come up to Shalabhasana. Take deep in and exhalations, 5 to 10, deep in and exhalation. Make sure you do this movement from your spine. Count within 5 to 10 breaths. Now bring your forearms on the mat and go up into the plank with the arms on the floor. Make sure you have the grip and that you will not sink in your spine. Really be like a stick. The strength comes from your core, from your belly muscles, and be aware you don't let yourself hang in the middle. This can happen quite easily. Now bring your buttocks up and your sit bones should direct to the ceiling. It's like a downward facing dog, but with your arms on the floor. This is intense practice, so you can also use the ujjayi breath, where your vocal cords are a bit more like slightly together and you create a noise during your breathing. This sounds like this. And this can help you to keep the focus, and always if you feel like it's hard, it helps you to retain more oxygen in your lungs, which you need, and it will generally help you to save your energy. Bring your right leg straight up. Keep the position from the core. Breathe deeply, breathe ujjayi. Count your breaths. Be always aware how many times you breathe. This will also help you to keep your focus. The left leg straight up. Breathe deeply, breathe ujjayi. Om 1. Om 2. Om 3. Om 4. Om 5. Om 6. Om 7. Om 8. Om 9. Bring your leg back down. Now come into the panta position to stretch your spine. Now go over into the plank position. Also here, make sure that your weight is shifted a little bit in front, to the front, because this will be good for your wrists to strengthen them. And also the same thing here, don't let yourself hang in the middle. Be like a stick, be really straight and involve your core muscles. You can play with this, like moving forward to make more strength in your fingers and wrists, which you need for arm balances. So it's good to practice this already. Deep breath. And now inhale and come to the side plank. Also make sure that you work from the core. Take deep breaths. Breathe ujjayi and bring your left leg up too. This is balance as well. This will also help you to create strength if you at the same time need to balance. Focus on one point. Breathe deeply. Come back to the center, plank position, and go to the other side. The right arm up and right leg up. Hold this position from the center, from the core muscles. Involve your belly. Make sure that you are focused. Breathe ujjayi. This will help you to not fall over. Come back to the center, plank position. Now turn your wrists around so they look towards your feet. This is a very intense variation of the plank, which creates more strength for your belly muscles, but also trains your wrists again. It's a very useful tool you can use many times, also in forward bends. Make sure you build a straight line and don't hang through. This will also sometimes make you aware of your not really strong belly muscles, but over time this will get better and better. Come into the downward facing dog. Make sure your sit bones are directed toward the ceiling and create length in the spine. Try to really feel your spine. You can also bend your knees first and then stretch them again to find a really nice stretch in your spine. The back of your feet does not have to be on the floor. Now walk with your feet without losing the hand contact towards your hands. I always call this the animal move, animal walk, because this makes me aware about the fact that we were animals walking on 4 extremities once back many years. It's a good pre-exercise for the forward bends. Now take your thumbs with your fingers and try to make a very long spine. Think just in direction forward. Don't think down. Think, bring your head forward. Inhale, bring your hand forward. Exhale, Uddiyana Bandha, and you go more down towards your upper legs. Bring your belly towards your legs. Relax your neck, relax your shoulders. Inhale, make a straight back, think forward. Exhale, bring your belly closer to the legs. Now bring your hands under your feet and stand on them. Same procedure. You think forward, you bring your spine in the lengthened position. Don't think about forward bend, just think I will go forward as much as I can. You can also shift your weight a little bit on the forefoot and on the base of your hands, so you will have an easier time to go more towards your legs. Now lengthen again, think forward, bring the hands to the side. Now experiment a bit and bring the arms to the back of your calves. And same procedure, with inhalation you think forward, make a long spine, the neck is relaxed, the shoulders are relaxed. And with exhalation, Uddiyana Bandha, you bring your diaphragm up and back, and this will also affect the way you feel in the forward bends. Please experiment. And on top of that, move on your forefoot, so you will feel that this will also improve this position. Now bring the hands in the direction toward the back. Same procedure as we did earlier, so this will also help you to generate the right movements. Now you can stand also on your hands in this direction, move forward with the direction towards the front, and same procedure. With inhalation you lengthen the spine to the front, and with exhalation you go more back down. Experiment a bit, do what you need to do now to get a better forward bend, and then finally bring your arms over the head and in prolongation of your back. Now come up, inhale, come up in Tadasana with hands in Namaskar. We prepare for Surya Namaskar. Now feel your feet on the ground, maybe move your toes up again and move a little bit toward the forefoot. From there on, the energy goes up. Inhale, arms to the ceiling. Exhale, down. Inhale with the long back up. Exhale with long back down. Inhale, right leg back. Look up. Left leg, plank. Exhale, 8-point position. Inhale, Cobra. Arms are close to the chest. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, right leg front. Look up. Exhale, left foot front. Inhale, come up. Exhale, Namaskar. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, down. Inhale, up. Exhale, down. Left foot back. Look up. Right foot back. Plank position. Exhale, 8-point position. Inhale, Cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, left foot front. The right hip sinks deeply. Right foot front. Inhale, come up. Exhale, Surya Namaskar. Inhale, come up. Exhale, down. Inhale, up. Exhale, down. Inhale, right foot back. Look up. Right hip sinks deeply. Left foot, hold the breath. Exhale, 8-point position. Inhale, exhale, dog. Right leg front. Look up. left leg front, forward bend. Inhale, come up. Exhale, hands in namaskar. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, down. Inhale, up. Exhale, down. Left foot back, look up. Plank position, hold the breath. Exhale, down. Inhale, Cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, left foot front, look up. Right hip sinks deeply. Right foot to the side. Inhale, come up. Exhale, hands in namaskar. Inhale, arms to the ceiling. Exhale, down. Inhale, up. Exhale, down. Inhale, right foot back. Look up. Exhale, plank position, hold the breath. Exhale, 8-point position. Inhale, Cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, right leg front, look up. Hip sinks deep. Left foot front. Inhale, come up. Hands in namaskar. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, down. Inhale, up. Exhale, down. Inhale, left foot back. Look up. Right foot back, hold the breath, plank position. Exhale, 8-point position. Inhale, Cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, left foot front, look up. Right foot front. Inhale, come up. Exhale, hands in namaskar. Inhale, arms to the ceiling. Exhale, down. Inhale, up. Exhale, down. Inhale, right foot back, look up. Exhale, left foot back, plank. Exhale, 8-point position. Inhale, Cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, right foot front. Left foot front. Inhale, come up. Exhale, hands to namaskar. Inhale, arms to the ceiling. Exhale, down. Inhale, up. Exhale, down. Left foot back. Look up. Right foot plank. Exhale, 8-point position. Inhale, Cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, left foot front. Look up. Right foot front. Forward bend. Inhale. Stretch and hands in namaskar. Exhale. Inhale, up. Exhale, down. Inhale, up. Exhale, down. Right foot back. Hold the breath. Plank position. Exhale. 8-point position. Inhale, Cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, right foot front. Look up. Left foot front. Inhale, come up. Exhale, hands in namaskar. Inhale, up. Exhale, down. Inhale, up. Exhale, down. Left foot back. Right foot back. Plank position, hold the breath. Exhale, 8-point. Inhale, Cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog. Left foot front. Look up. Right foot front. Inhale, come up. Exhale, hands in namaskar. Inhale, up. Exhale, down. Inhale, up. Exhale, down. Inhale, right foot back. Look up. Exhale, hold the breath. Plank position. Exhale, Cobra. Inhale. Exhale, downward facing dog. Right foot front. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale, come up. Exhale, hands to namaskar. Inhale, up. Exhale, down. Inhale, up. Exhale, down. Inhale, left foot back. Look up. Hold the breath. Plank position. Exhale. 8-point position. Inhale, Cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, left foot front. Look up. Right foot front, forward bend. Inhale, come up. Exhale, hands in namaskar. We sing 3 times Om Triambaka mantra together. Take a deep breath in and out and begin. Om Triambakam Yajamahe Sugandhin Pushtivardhanam Urva Kamiva Bandhanan Mrityo Mokshiyamamritad Om Triambakam Yajamahe Sukandin Pushtivardhanam Urva Kamiva Bandhanan Mrityo Mokshiyamamritad Om Triambakam Yajamahe Sukandin Pushtivardhanam Urva Kamiva Bandhanan Mrityo Mokshiyamamritad Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Deep inhalation and exhalation. Be thankful for the health of your body. If you want, make a wish for someone you love. Inhale, arms to the ceiling. Exhale, down. Inhale with long back to the ceiling. Exhale, down. Inhale, right foot back. Like in Surya Namaskar now, rotate outwards with the right leg. The left leg stays in the length of the mat. Don't let the foot rotate inwards on the left. Sink down in the hips, come back forward. The right hip sinking deep passively. Now plank position. Chaturanga Dandasana. Move your elbows. Press back up. 8-point position. Inhale, Cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog. This is the vinyasa we use. Right foot front and rotate outwards. On the other side, the left foot goes now back and the right foot stays in the position where it was. The hips sink passively deep. Go back. The left hip is sinking deep. Plank position, Chaturanga. Press back up. 8-point position. Inhale, Cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog. Right leg front, inhale. Exhale, rotate outward. Let the hips sink passively down. Please really take care that the front foot is not rotating to the sides. Back to the center. Look up. Now place your back foot and stand up. Go into warrior one. Stretch yourself up and sink down deeply with your hips. The back foot, the back leg is straight. In this position I chose that the heel is up. This will train your balance system in a much more effective way, and so the asana is kind of harder because you also have to balance. But of course you could also choose that the foot is diagonally on the ground. Take deep breath, take ujjayi, and with the exhalation you come into alignment with the foot, diagonally into the front. Make sure your hip is in a straight line with the short side of the mat and not twisted. The knee should be not in a narrow angle, so it should be 90 degrees or more, not less. Now bring your foot diagonally on the floor and place your hand on the outside of the right foot in contact to your calf, and your left arm is going diagonally over you in the line prolonged with your back leg. Look into the palms and open your chest. Breathe into the chest to make it open. Breathe deep and equanimously. Om 1, Om 2, Om 3. Come up again into warrior 2. Make sure that your hip now is in the line with the long side of the mat and not rotated to one side. You can play like you have a bow and make your back arm in another position first and then straighten it if you feel like you have the position. Your mindset should also be like a warrior and focus one point in front of you. The front knee is in an angle more than 90 degree or 90 degree ideally, not less. You sink down from the hips, not in a different way. The hip stays in the same position in the length, in connection with the length side of the mat. Warrior 3, look up on your right arm and go back. Plank position, chaturanga, press up, 8-point position, inhale, cobra, exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, left foot front, rotate outwards, let your hip sink down deeply. Connect with your breath, let your hip sink down. Come back to the center. Now look up and stretch your back leg and come up into warrior one again. Stretch yourself first. Widen the chest, the neck is relaxed. Look in front of you, make sure your back leg is straight. The heel is up for balance. And the left knee is in an angle like 90 degrees or more, not less. Take deep breaths. Count your breaths. If it's hard, breathe Ujjayi. Come now diagonally to the front with your upper body, the arms in prolongation of the chest. Focus on a point in front of you. Take deep breaths. Try not to lose the straight line from your heel to your fingers. Now bring the foot diagonally on the floor. The left arm is in connection with the calf and the outside of the foot, and the right arm is in the back, so you keep an eye on this line, and then you bring the arm over to your head and look into the palm. Try to open your chest widely and make it flat, like you are a very, very flat line in between your mat. Breathe deeply, count your breath, breathe Ujjayi, and try to make room, space in your chest. This should not feel narrow, it should feel wide and open. Inhale, come up into warrior two. Position yourself again that the hip is in the orientation of the long side of the mat. The front knee is in a line with the mat, and the back knee and the back foot is like diagonally to the front. Your mindset is a strong warrior. Maybe you can think about the Bhagavad Gita story. You are Arjuna and facing all the trouble. Inhale, come up, warrior three, and back to the center. Inhale, come up, look up. Plank position, chaturanga, press up. 8-point position, inhale, cobra, exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, right leg in front, rotate outwards. Make sure this movement comes passively from your hips. Let it happen. Let go, but keep the balance. Come back to the center. Look up. The hip sinks deep. Now the left foot goes 1 foot length forward. The hands in namaskar behind your back, and try to keep the connection between your belly and your thigh as long as possible. And then when you got the right alignment, you can straighten the leg and try to lengthen the spine to the front. Don't think in terms of asana positions, think in terms of I lengthen my spine, my chest, I create space. Then come up, arrange yourself for trikonasana. Left foot is diagonally on the floor and the right foot is in line with the long side of the mat. From a long spine you go to the side and the hips are in the long orientation of the mat. Don't change the position of your hips and go step by step with hands in namaskar behind your back down to the side. In this position, it's very hard to find the right place because you don't have orientation in the space very well. So it's perfect if someone aligns you here. I wish I had that. I'm also not perfectly in the line with my feet, but I make sure my hips are always in line. When you got this, you can lengthen your arms to the sides and try with every inhalation to widen your chest. Your neck is relaxed and you look up. Widen the chest with inhalation, and with exhalation you can go a little bit more down to the side. Inhale, create space. Exhale, go to reverse triangle. So now you can rotate your hips inwards and bring the left arm to the outside of the right leg and the right arm up. Try to also create space here, and with inhalation you breathe deep into your chest and belly, and with exhalation you try to rotate a little bit more from the base of your spine into this position, which is a very nice movement. At the end you can focus on the stretching of the leg. Go back to the plank position, chaturanga, press up, 8-point position. Inhale, come up to the cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, left foot front, rotate outwards, let your hips sink deep passively and hold the balance. Try to really bring the toes of the extended foot right up and outwards, an active movement here, and the other foot keep straight. Look up, come back. Now bring the right foot 1 foot length in front, stretch the back foot and bring the hands in Namaskar behind your back. Try to connect your belly to the leg, and then at the end of the position, when you lengthened your spine, you stretch your leg. Think in terms of creating space, think forward instead of positions. Inhalation, try to go forward. Exhalation, try to connect belly, bottom, and leg. Also keep the balance, the heel is up. This is held from the core center. Muscles and bandhas can be quite helpful to keep this position stable. Don't forget that asana means stable position in the end. So try to always find a position quickly in a stable way. Now come to Trikonasana to the other side. The right foot is diagonally on the floor, the left foot facing forward, and with exhalation you come over to the left side with a straight back, and try not to lose the orientation of the hip in the length of the mat. The hip should not move to the twist, so really be aware, go slowly. And in the end, when you feel you cannot go further without twisting the hip, you loosen your arms and stretch them outward. My trick is to keep the hand behind my back so I have more orientation for the 3-dimensional space. Now I try to create length in my flanks, and this is a quite nice feeling. Inhale in your breast, in your chest and belly, try to create space, and with exhalation try to go a little bit more down without losing the hip position. Feel the stretch in your flanks. Don't lose the contact with your feet. Exhale, go down to the reverse triangle. Inhale, come up and stretch your chest outward. Rotate your hip now. And if you feel that you come to this position, you can also stretch your arms and straighten your leg. Also here it's important to think in terms of opening and widening the chest. So with every inhalation, you can also use Ujjayi breath. Try to open the chest and create room and space. Breathe deeply and count your breaths. Feel the nice effect of this asana. Come back to the center, plank position, chaturanga, press back up, 8-point position, inhalation, cobra, exhalation, downward facing dog. Feel your sit bones going up and stretch your spine, align yourself. It's also saying align yourself with the truth, which is part of yoga as well. But here, align yourself with this truth. How does it feel? Inhale, right foot forward, and now we come into the forward bend with wide legs. So now you can bring your feet very, very aware on the floor with like a little diagonal direction, so they would build a triangle in front of you. And please really involve your feet here. This is a really, really important trick. And bring your balance more in front of the forefoot. So your weight is more in the front of your foot. So it's nearly like you would fall forward. Come back up. Arrange yourself. Feel your feet as if you would have roots. Really connect with the floor. And then from the hips you go forward. And with exhalation you go down. Now the hands keep at the hips, and now you work with inhalation. You go forward with your head and spine. The neck is really soft and not tensed. And with exhalation you set Uddiyana Bandha and go a little bit more down. From the feeling you try to have the weight on your forefoot. It's nearly like you would fall down, but you don't really do. But it helps you a lot to master this asana. Bring your arms at the interlocked between your back and try to bring it front. And then the last step, you can grasp your ankles and pull your back right up, and you can also correct this and play with it, but in the end you should really stretch yourself. The neck is very, very soft, and play with Uddiyana Bandha in exhalation, and with inhalation you think in length and forward. Close your eyes. Don't think about how far you went down, just feel and let go in the hips. You can also bring your forearms down or your hands in the middle of your legs. You can in between make a long neck, long spine, and go back down again. Long spine with inhalation, and with exhalation bring your feet step by step together and come out of this position into the forward bend. Let yourself feel the nice stretch now. Bring your hands behind your thighs and go into a forward bend. With inhalation, come up into the standing position, to the front of your mat. Prepare for some standing positions. Now stretch yourself one more time. Really lengthen your spine and go from side to side. Move your shoulders again. Now grasp the right toe for Utthita Hasta Padangusthasana. It's not very important to stretch your leg completely if you can't. It's very important to do this movement from the core. It will help you to create the balance you need. Go to the side and watch in the opposite direction. Take deep breaths, breath ujjayi, and focus one point. Go back to the middle and hold the leg without losing the upright position. Exhale down, inhale, grasp your left toe. And straighten the leg if possible. But don't lose the upright position. This is much more important. Then move to the side, look in the other direction. If you can, focus one point in the far of your room. Go back to the center and have your leg held by your core. Buttocks is relaxed if possible. And exhale, go down. Now Bring your right foot in the half lotus position and connect the toe with your right finger from the back. So you bind this position, you bind this lotus, half lotus, I correct. And then now focus on your balance. Really be aware to be grounded. And from there, from your hips, you go down with a very, very intense focus. So you will not fall down. And try to do a forward bend with a binded toe. Deep breathing, ujjayi if possible. Make a long back and come up with attention without falling down. Change sides, and here it's normal that sometimes you have a little bit of dizziness or black in front of your eyes because the blood flow is a bit suppressed by the position of the foot. It's kind of normal, just wait until it works again. Change sides. For the lotus positions in general, I can say try to outward rotate the upper leg for this. Don't do it in cost of your knees. They will suffer for sure if you do it wrong. From the hips, bend down and focus on your balance. Be one-pointed and take deep breaths. Inhale, come up with attention. Slowly come out of this position. Wait until your circulation has modified again. Now we go on with the chair pose. For this, in this variation, we do with the heels up to train on top of this position also our balance. So try to be on your toes, but also keep this position and look up over your arms. And from here, this kind of special, go up into the stretch position and really work on this feeling that the neck is relaxed, because you will feel the difference if the neck is relaxed and the shoulders are relaxed. This position is quite easy and very, very nice. This is something you can experiment in your everyday practice. For me, it was a kind of aha effect when I realized this effect with my shoulders and neck. Now we come to the seated positions. Find a nice stretch in your back before Navasana, the boat position. If it's too much for you to stretch your legs, you can also have your thighs parallel to the floor, but try to find a position in which you can keep the position at least for 5 to 10 breaths and be stable in some way. I know that the belly muscles work often quite hard. After you lift yourself up with inhalation, come back to center, align your back and go again to the boat position. Focus a point in the far place of the room. Be one-pointed and observe your mind. Often we tend to think, oh my God, I don't like this position. But these thoughts will keep you from mastering it. Lift yourself up, down. One more time, the boat position. And really experiment also with observing your mind. What is happening during asanas, which you find, most people find this asana very challenging, and often this is the asanas where we learn the most and benefit the most, because we transform our mind from judging. Inhale, come up. Align your back one more time for the last round of the boat position, Navasana. You can experiment also with stretching your legs. But you will find also very important in Navasana that the back is straight and you don't round your back. Take deep breaths, count your breath. Bring your mind to the asana. Inhale, come up and down. Now align your back again and grab your toes with your fingers. Now come into the same position but holding your toes. It's important that your back is straight, and from there you stretch your legs, and if possible you look to the ceiling and find an equanimous position in which you don't have to correct much. Overall, I would recommend that you try to, in your mind, prepare for the asana before you do it. You have a picture or an idea about the feeling, and then you go into it. Kind of the physical body fills the astral body, which already was earlier in the asana. In between, do the butterfly, bring the feet together, and now come into laying position. Lay on your back for a belly muscle exercise. Bring your arms straight up, and the legs are straight, and with inhalation you bring your legs straight up. And down with exhalation, up, inhalation, and down, but not let them go to the floor completely. Up again and down again, but don't let them touch the floor. You keep your feet straight, but some centimeters over the ground, and the arms are still straight up. Try to not involve your buttocks too much. Try to experiment here with the effect if you relax your buttocks in between. Makes a difference. Come up with inhalation and now do the crocodile twists to relax your spine. Lay on your back for a moment. Shake your legs. Now grasp your right toe, and from the laying position you put the left arm on the hip and move the straight right leg to the side without losing contact with your buttocks from the floor. Go just as far as you can keep the contact with the buttocks to the floor. Inhale, come up to the foot and bring your torso back down. Change sides. Right hand is on the right hip, left fingers grab the left toe, align yourself and bring the foot, the leg to the left side without losing the contact of the buttocks to the floor. Look to the opposite direction. Be aware that the hip rotation is not something just going to the side, but it goes upwards and then to the side. It's a rotating mechanism. Have this in mind when doing such asana. Inhale, come up. Bring your torso to the knee and down. Let your leg go down. Shake your legs. And now prepare for Matsyasana, the fish position. In this variant I will do the lotus fish. Bring your feet into the lotus position if you're used to this. Otherwise, please do the normal way with straight legs. The hands go towards your buttocks or thighs, and then from the muscles of the back you go into the strong back bend and bring the top of your head to the floor. Grasp your feet and try to go maximally into the back bend from the power of the back muscles. Traditionally, this asana is one of the most important asana because the fish was the one who got the knowledge about all the asana, and he has the eyes always open. And I also practice with eyes open in this asana, which usually move to a drishti towards my nose automatically, and my eyelids go a bit down. You can experiment with this, but usually you will also come to this conclusion, and it's a quite nice feeling. This asana opens the heart and is a very healthy position. Take deep breaths, open the chest, really feel this expansion. You might also feel like a fish. And if you're in the water sometimes, try this asana in the water and you will float automatically like a fish. Make some movements, come out of this asana. Stretch yourself. Make some movements to the side and stretch yourself. Do some postures which you like now. And come up holding your knee to the butterfly position. Bring your feet together and make some gentle movements with your knees upward. Inhale up and then let them down with the exhalation. Be gentle and kind. Loosen your hips. Now press with your underarms on the thighs to come a bit more down, but be aware that your back is straight. Then put your head into the feet if possible, and then come up into the squat again, yoga squat. Press against your feet with your upper arms and keep your back straight. Take some deep breaths. Find your center. Make sure your feet are grounded. Then place your palms in front of you and put the knees towards your axilla, so on the back on your arms, upper arms, and to come to the crow. In the beginning, you can try to just take one leg up to find the balance and try to shift the weight on your entire hands so it will be easier. Look forward in front of you. Then come back to standing position, forward bend, and make a long spine again. You can also put the hands to the other side or behind your thighs, as you like. We prepare for the firefly position. Here it's important that the back is really straight. You go into your knees, back to the back side of the thighs, and then you go down with your buttocks, and then you make sure that you just focus on stretching your legs to the front. Don't think about the position, just stretch your legs to the front and press against your arms. And look in front and make the back straight. Come back into the forward bend position, stretch yourself again, and go to the yoga squat again. Make a straight back and align your back again so it feels nice. If you want to practice the firefly more, you can also press pause and try again. Come to the seated position and do some butterfly movements again to loosen your hips. Now we continue with the training of the fascia, and if you don't have such a dual ball or single ball, you can skip this part and go to the next asana trainings. But if you have, please continue and place it on the lower spine, just over the buttocks, and then make some gentle movements while you're resting on your forearms. This is really nice. And then you go and place it in the upper spine so that the spine itself is free, and you work on the autochtone long back muscles now, which are usually quite tense from yoga practice. This is a really nice feeling. Over time, you develop this need for harder balls. In the beginning you will feel very painful if you take a hard ball, but it comes over the time. Then you can take the single ball and use it for your buttocks. So you place this under your buttocks and sit on it while the other leg is bent. And then you find the spots where it's needed. You stay there and sink in. This is a really nice way to also feel where your muscles are a bit more tense and where they are relaxed. And also to feel that you can also consciously work on this relaxation of the muscle if you really go inside and tell the muscle to really relax. There's like a deep muscle work, so you really get an idea about your body and about all the parts which are working together for you. Then we go to the other side, same thing, try to really get this awareness for your deep and core muscles, so you will feel how they work for you and where they are, because usually in our everyday life we don't feel these muscles. There is no awareness for all these small muscles, especially in the buttocks. It's an area where we usually think, oh, this is my buttocks, but it's a really huge muscle power package which we need for a lot of asana. So now we go to a part which is usually very hardened with runners or cyclists. So it's important, if you do that a lot, to soften this area. It's a tractus iliotibialis. This is a tissue which is really hard on the side of your thigh, and you can roll on this doable. It can hurt a lot, especially if it's hard. I recommend also to go on the floor, not on a soft mat like my mat, because you see it will roll up. So go to the floor. It's also with the clothes. Please don't take too loose clothes. That's why I wear leggings, because they don't disturb me with my practice or with my fascia training. Yeah, because they can get entangled. Then go to the other side, roll on the tractus really all the way from the knee to the femur bone, which you can feel on the side of your upper leg. And when you feel a point is very hard and tense, you can also stay there and go in. Because of time reasons, I will not be very, very long in this fascia training session, but you can try yourself. Now we go to the calves. Here you can take one leg or two legs. I take my other leg on top of the leg which I work on to get more weight on it, and then I roll over, holding myself with the arms to get more weight. Here you could also try to loosen the foot, but I also do it like in the forward bends. I have an active calf, but with a loose calf it can be also quite intense. It's different. You can try yourself what's best for you. Now we go to the forward bends, which are also a very important part of the asana. There's a saying that the forward bends can bring you to the future with your thoughts. Backward bends bring you to the past, and twists keep you in the moment. So maybe feel this when you do these asana, keep it in mind. For the forward bend, it's important that you put your sit bones really on the ground. For this you can place your buttocks a bit to the back and find a grounded seat. Then the toes come towards you and the legs are completely activated. Build some cups with your fingers to not go too fast. And from the hip, imagine the hip is your motor. You turn forward. So it's not important that you make a round back to come forward. It's more important you are in a straight line, and from there you go step by step with every exhalation forward, and with every inhalation you make yourself long and you create length in the spine. Imagine your the top of your head will go forward in front of you. diagonally up. Create length, and step by step with the breath, connected with the breath, you go forward. Take your time and have active legs. Don't just sit there and be lazy. Be really like in an asana, active. Be aware what you're doing. Feel the small parts of your spine, how they can create more space for you, especially in the lower back area. We tend not to have too much attention, which we need for this asana. Paschimottanasana, the forward bend in seated position, a very important asana. And try to breathe deeply. With inhalation, you create length, and with exhalation from your hips, you go a bit more deep. Now come up, make a straight back, and go to the Padottanasana. So you bring your hips up and press from your hands up. Look back. This is the opposite position for the forward bend. Create length. Be active, deep breathing. If you can, place also all your toes on the ground. Keep that tension. Breathe. Come up, back down. Now we come to the half seated forward bend, Janu Shirshasana. Bring the foot from the right to your left thigh. Place your hands like cups, and now inhale, come up, make yourself long, and with exhalation, go bend forward over the left leg. Same procedure. Take care that you don't make a round back. Come up, straight back. Change sides. Now the left foot goes to the side of the right thigh. And now inhale, come up. And with exhalation, bend forward over the right leg. You can hold your foot if possible. If you're not flexible, take a belt. If you're over flexible, take a block behind your foot to create more length. And from the hips with inhalation, move forward, make length, and exhalation, go a bit more down. Inhale, come up, long back, loosen the position. Now bend the right foot completely, and the dorsum of the foot is flat on the floor. Make sure it's a straight line from the knee to the toe. And now bend forward over the left knee. Same procedure. Make sure your sit bones are both on the ground. It's very important here. If this is not possible, don't bend forward too deep. Make cups with your hand. And as you see, I will place my right hand on the height of the left foot, so I am not twisted in the spine. So it's a symmetric forward bend. Change sides. Now the left foot is bent completely, and from the knee to the toe and the heel, there's a straight line. The dorsum of the foot is flat on the floor, and the sit bones are both on the ground. Remember, the hip is your engine, and bend with inhalation forward over the right foot. As you see here also, I make a cup with my left hand, so I'm not twisted in the spine. When I would have both hands on the right foot, I would twist toward that side, and I want a symmetric forward bend. Make a long back again, and go back to center. Now place your right leg bent but upright, and move your upper arm in front of the thigh, in front of the lower leg, and bind. You're in Marichasana A. Try to lean forward. This is much more difficult here. And try to feel your sit bones on the ground. Change side now. Place the left foot upright and bend, and place the upper arm in front of the leg and bind your hands together. If this is not possible for you, you can also take a belt. And now try from the hip also to bend forward. Also in this position, the sit bone should be on the floor, which is kind of difficult for a long time. So don't worry, then try not to go too far or take a belt. Marichyasana A. Loosen. Now put the right leg bend again upright. And now instead of what we did recently, we turn to the right side, open the chest to the right, place the upper arm to the knee and twist to the right side. Here also try to connect your belly and your thigh so your spine is erect and straight. And with the inhalation, you try to go more to the ceiling. With exhalation, try to go more into the rotation. Do this several times. You can pause here for this and then change sides. Turn to the other side. Your left foot is bent now. The left arm goes to the back and the right arm is pressing against the knee. Turn around with every exhalation, turn a bit more, and with inhalation you go more to the ceiling. Take deep breaths. Loosen and come to the butterfly position to make a bit like soft movements for your hips. You can always do the butterfly if you either want to straighten your back or to get a bit loose in the hips when you feel a bit tensed. Now take your toes and open your legs wide up. Your chest should stick out. Look to a point in front of you and stretch yourself out. The back should be straight. Take deep breaths and go back. Now we come to the seated spreaded legs position, Supta Konasana. This is also a very demanding asana because here we really feel when we're not flexible, which also for me it's a huge project. I work on this since so long, but it really, I do also like, I guess everyone, baby steps. But this is okay. It's not about the goal. So now to begin, I start to release my buttocks to make a bit of space for my sit bones. Then I put my hands behind me to get the right direction from my hips, and then I try to grasp my outer side of the feet, and with inhalation create length, move forward. With exhalation sink more down and do this movement from the hip. Inhalation, create length, think forward. Exhalation from the hips, move forward, down. This is TV asana. You can also place your elbows on the floor to give in a bit more if you need more time for this. And then again, place the hands to the outside of your feet. Come out. Stretch yourself, inhale, come up, and exhale. Put the index finger and the middle finger under the Achilles tendon and bring your elbow close to the knee. Your lower arm is completely on the ground and turn around so you look to the ceiling, and over this movement you bring your arm above you. Make sure you're in line with your legs and you look to the ceiling. This is not about touching the toe, it's about twisting and opening the chest to the ceiling. In the end position, maybe you know this picture from Iyengar, he's having his back on the leg. This is the end position. Change sides with inhalation, bring your arm behind your back and then over, look to the ceiling, make your flanks long, feel the stretch here in the side. It's very nice feeling. And make sure you're breathing deeply inside the chest and open the chest. There should be a feeling of opening, not closing, not tightness. There should be opening in the chest. And we do this position another time, so go really inside and feel the stretch. Change sides, place the fingers under the Achilles tendon, bring the hand behind your back, inhale and bring the hand over the head with the eyes to the ceiling. Take deep breath and open the chest. Also feel the stretch in the side over your hip and really focus on this position, this place in your body. And then as a cherry on the cake, you can also focus on the spine, how it's twisting a bit more up to the ceiling. But don't lose the focus where you are in the room, where you are with your body. Make sure that you know where you are, that you are not twisted in a completely wrong way. And the sitting bones should also be on the ground firmly. The grounding aspect of asana is very important in sitting too, also in standing positions, and also for me it's important I always start with my ground. Make sure I stand stable, I sit stable, I have a lot of room. Now twist yourself to come out of the asana. Now come to the on your belly button in the laying position on the floor. The hands are placed to the side, to the shoulders, on the ground, close to the body. Close your legs and press your pubic into the ground. Come up with inhalation into the Cobra. From the spine you go up and inhale deeply. With every inhalation you come more up from the spine. And with exhalation you let a bit more go on your buttocks. You don't need these muscles. And then inhale, come up again, exhale, go down. Now come to the bow position. Place your hands to the feet, to the ankles. And now before we begin, just raise your knees without raising the chest. Then place your legs firmly on the ground and then come up like in Cobra, just with the chest. And at the end, just move your knees up and press the foot against your hands and make swinging movements in the bow position. Do it several times. Press your feet down and come directly to the Adho Mukha Svanasana, the downward facing dog. Make length, create length in the back and release your neck. Sit bones go up, stretch yourself, do some movement which you need to do in this asana. And then with the next few minutes, go down with your knees, but stay up with your sitting bones to create more length in the spine. The knees are over the floor, and then stretch again into the downward facing dog. Make sure your hands are in stable contact. Now jump through to the laying position, lay on your back. Now shake your legs out and place your hands on the side of your legs. And with inhalation, you come up in the shoulder stand. Make sure that your hands support your back and try to bring the elbows closer to each other and the hands more down toward the shoulder blades. Make sure that you have stable contact with your shoulders on the floor. Your neck should not be too tensed. For this you can bring the chin a little bit back from the chest and then release. And try to correct your elbows that they come closer to each other and the hands come more down to the shoulder blades. From the legs you have a slightly touch of inward rotation with the thighs. And you don't try to just rest here. It's an active position. You try to press from the shoulders so you will be more upright. Take deep breaths. Focus on inhalation, exhalation with every thought. Inhalation Om, exhalation Om. Try to sink into this asana mentally. Try to be fully engaged to your breath. You can also breathe Ujjayi here. Now, with exhalation, we come to the plow. So for this, just bring your feet behind you on the floor. Try to not lose the connection. The hands are now straight on the floor, fingers interconnected. If you have problems with this asana because of your back, try to be gentle and don't go too far. Just go as much as you can and not further. It's quite intense. Take also here the focus on the breath. With inhalation Om, exhalation Om. Now place the knees behind, next to your ears. Here you can really feel differences from your flexibility, quite nice. For example, in the evening this is quite easier than in the morning, which I do here. Sometimes I can even do it, but sometimes not. So we have a lot of variations in our flexibility. To notice this is quite nice and gives me also an idea about my body. Coming back to the shoulder stand, and from there fold a lotus to do the lotus in the other direction, like from the shoulder stand. Urdhva Padmasana. So place the knees into the hands and let the knees sink into the hands. Here it's important also to bring more focus on the shoulders, so you really can be straight up. Yeah, here it's like really important to bring focus to the shoulders and to find a balance between breathing, position. It's a very meditative asana. It's one of my favorites because here I can really be stable and my mind is calm and really, one-pointed. Everyone has different favorite asanas, of course. Now make a bundle, so you let your lotus sink and make a hug. It's also very nice feeling. It's very safe, you're protected. Now try to, with the breathing, feel how you can massage your belly, your digestive system. It's a very nice effect. Deep breaths with inhalation Om, with exhalation Om. Release and come back to shoulder stand. Stretch your hands out again. Correct your elbows closer together. Salamba Savangasana, shoulder stand. And from here now we go to the wheel or the bridge, and a transition here is to bring one leg after the other on the floor. Here you really have to have a good feeling for your back to really make a soft and gentle movement. Or if you're more advanced, you can also bring both legs together but controlled on the floor. For this you will really make slow movements. We try to not lose control in your back. Everything comes from the back, from your control. In the last moment, bend and come to the bridge. For the wheel, please make sure there's several things to notice. This is one of the asana which most people don't do correctly because it's really demanding mentally. Also for me, I always have to really make sure I am in every part of my body. And important here is that the feet are more like a bit more inward rotated, so they build a triangle to the front. Then, when you go to the bridge, make sure that the buttocks is completely relaxed. There is no tension in the buttocks, and also the lower back and the belly. These are all relaxed, but still the belly is engaged to protect your spine. But still there's a little like twist of, well, you can be wrong. But really try to really relax your buttocks and just from the arms, press up. And this requires a lot of mental strength to really make sure all of these aspects are thought about. So try 3 times. So try the second time. Really focus on the buttocks are relaxed, and just press from your hands up. Really imagine you would just press from the arms and the rest you forget about. And maybe you get this effect of freeing in the lower back when you do this way. You will not have any tension in the lower back, and you can really feel nice and gentle even in this demanding asana. Dhanurasana. A lot of focus required. If you're up, take deep breaths. Try that you also have a free breathing. If the breathing cannot be free in this asana, then you did something wrong. So really try to remember, don't tense buttocks and back. Just really all power from the arms, press up. And the knees should also turn inward, not outward. From the feeling, it's like you would press a ball with your knees together, but not so strong. The most power you give into the arms. So one more time, focus on what I said. And push from the arms, just from the arms up. Maybe you feel one of the 3 times that you're a bit more free in the lower back, and then you know it's right. Or you feel you can breathe all of a sudden, then it's right. This should not hurt. This should not be asana which you dislike or where you feel discomfort. Come down and make a bundle. Move from side to side, release your back. And come up into the sitting position. Go to Paschimottanasana, the seated forward bend, which is the counter position for the wheel to release the lower back. I also do it different than usually. I put my hands to the feet, to the toes, and then I press forward with my toes. So I can create more length, which I usually wouldn't do directly like this. But there I want the length in my back for the release. Then I twist from side to side. Now release your shoulders, stretch up, make a long spine. Now we continue with headstand. If you are comfortable with this, you can directly go for it. Important here that the arms, the lower arms, have a good grip to the mat. Place them in front of you and interlock your fingers. Place the head inside of this cup, and then stretch your feet. Walk forward a bit more than you think. Make a bundle and go up. Slow movements. Don't do this with power or force, just really from the control of your belly muscles. And please remember, if you practice with the wall, you have to de-practice this. So if you just start, just do it without the wall directly. And maybe put some pillows behind you for your mental safety, or whatever, but please don't take the wall directly, because this will be like you will not be able to do it freely. You will always feel scared. Take deep breaths. Make sure that your belly is engaged and holding you active. Don't sink in the lower back. Really be a straight line. Now come back down with straight legs or make a bundle. Come to the child position to release the back and the head. Roll the head from side to side. Then try to do the headstand. For this, I take the wall, and the closer you come to the wall, the more difficult it is. And then I try to jump up, which is not every day the same, and especially today, I'm not so fit. I'm not like so powerful in my mind. And then I always can see, okay, if it doesn't work well, it could be a reflection of my mind, that I have not so much power than usually. Also make sure that your shoulders and your elbows are in one line with your wrists. Then go up, and if you're up, then try to get some distance to the wall and hold it. And I always try this because it's very important to learn this balance in the free air. And then I make a bundle also sometimes and practice this to hold it with distance to the wall. But today shouldn't be for me. But I accept too, this part of yoga as well, to just get a picture, an idea about your body. How is the state of my body and my mind today? And your mind reflects on the body and the other way around. So for me, it's a good reference point. Now do the twist like we did earlier, but now with the front leg bent. We begin with the right leg over the left leg. You bend to the right side. Twist your spine. With inhalation, you raise up, and with exhalation, you twist a little bit more. Also here, try to connect your lower belly with your thighs, and you will be more upright. Now the other way around, put your left leg over the right leg and bend your right leg. With inhalation, come to the left side, and the right upper arm presses against the knee. If you're very flexible, you can also bind under the upright leg, but this is not necessary because mostly it creates a tightness, and I want to feel open here. I want to have a free chest, and I create this better when I don't bind. I can show you here. I bind, but I feel like I'm sinking in my chest, so I don't like this feeling, so I try to be open with my chest. Now untwist and go to Shavasana, position of the depth. So your arms are palm wide from your body, the palm is facing the ceiling, feet are very, very softly and gently falling apart. You can make a long neck again and put your hand back on the ground. Find your position now. The Shavasana position is reflecting that our mind is what we really are and not our body. And now we let go of this attachment to the body and just observe what happens if we don't have the control. If we let go of all this willpower and just observe all the mechanisms, the breath, and everything going on in our body, including our mind. So now begin and talk in your brain, talk with me. Repeat, my legs, my toes, my hips are completely relaxed. Speak after and repeat. My toes, my legs, my knees, and my hip are completely relaxed. My toes, my legs, my knees, and my hip are completely relaxed. My belly, my lower spine, and my chest, my ribs are light and soft and released. My lower back, my belly, and my chest with my ribs are relaxed, soft, and easy. Speak after me. My lower back, my belly, my ribs, and my chest are free, expanding, and soft. My heart, my throat, and my shoulders are light and easy. My heart My throat and my shoulders are light and easy, open. My heart, my throat and my shoulders laying here easy, open and light. My upper arms, my elbow and my lower arms are laying on the floor, soft and gentle. My fingers relaxed. My arms, my elbow, my fingers are relaxed. My arms, my elbow and my fingers are relaxed. My neck, my spine and my neck and my head, my ears, my cheeks, my tongue and my teeth are relaxed and light. My teeth, my tongue, my ears, my skin, my hair and my neck are easy and light. My neck, my head, my skin, my hair and my ears, my tongue and my teeth are easy and light. Easy and light. Let go even more of your tongue, of your lips, the face, the eyes. Everything is soft, and make sure that you don't control. Let go even more. The entire body now completely still. Observe your breath now. How very, very gentle your diaphragm goes up and down. With every inhalation, Om. With every exhalation, Om. Focus on how it's working all by itself. If there's disturbing thoughts coming up, try to let them go like a cloud in the sky and move to the next. Accept, let go. Like you let go on your hands or your toes. Let go of thoughts. They are also just like movements with your body, part of the Maya, the world which our mind creates. It's not the soul. The soul is beyond all this. So let go to get more clear. With every inhalation, Om. With every exhalation, Om. Stay still and now go deep inside. Focus on the third eye, the point between your eyebrows, and sink deep within. Meditate for a few moments. Now focus on your breath again. Take some deep breaths in and out. Mentally tell yourself, I am beautiful. I am perfect as I am. Inside, speak yourself an affirmation. I am beautiful. I am perfect as I am. Everything is as it should be. Thank yourself for the time you give yourself, and that you value your health and just your being in this world. Thank yourself for your health, for your existence. Now make some tiny movements with the fingers and toes. Let them grow bigger. Move your legs, your hands, your arms. Take deeper breaths. Come back to this place. Go back inside of your body. Do these movements like you want to do now. Stretch yourself. Put the arms over the head and create length in the spine again. Now feel the difference in your body and try to be aware of this feeling now after the yoga class. How does it feel now compared to when we began? You activated all parts of your body, so you should feel vital and agile, but also peaceful. Now find a cross-legged seated position, lotus position. We sing Om Shanti now after meditation. Focus on your breath. Inhale. Om. Inhale. Om. Inhale, last time. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Om Bolo Satguru Sivananda Maharaj Ki Jai. Om Bolo Sarva Santana Ki Jai. Now, this is a greeting to the masters who give the knowledge to us. I thank everyone who is teaching yoga to me, and thank for my health, my existence, and my opportunity to be in this world. Inhale, hold the breath. Hands and chin mudra under the knee. Do your personal prayer. May I give what I can give, and may I accept what is given to me. Om Shanti. Also thank you to you for your practice, participating with me. I hope you could learn from me, even though my English is not perfect, and I hope to see you again. Om Shanti. And if you like this, please share with your friends and yogis you know. And yeah, please make sure you don't give it to totally beginners, because I don't explain in detail what it's about. And if you like this, please like my channel. It's Hanuman Yoga, and I would really appreciate this. Also, if you want to discuss, please write some comments. I will try to answer questions there. Thank you. Have a nice day. Bye-bye.